All right, let's get started. Welcome, everyone. My name is Justin, Vice President of Procurement Solutions at Odyssey Energy Solutions. I'm delighted to be with you all today for this webinar on a technical overview of Pylontech batteries and what makes them the perfect off-grid storage solution for the African markets. So the purpose of this webinar is to get to know Pylontech solution from a technical overview as well as the company. So excited to be with Bruce here today, Sales Manager for Pylontech. We'll be joined by his colleague Chris shortly, a technical manager at Pylontech. So before we take a deep dive into the presentation, just a few admin notes. So many of you may request this presentation, and rest assured this will be available on Odyssey Procure's website. We'll have a recording of this presentation as well as a link to the slides available within a few days after this presentation. We'll share the link with you shortly on the chat box so you can access that. Also, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please feel free to ask them. Commercial questions such as pricing and things can be addressed via the Odyssey Procure website or offline. Otherwise, a lot of technical questions, feel free to ask, and we'll try our best to get to them at the end of this presentation. All right, so before we turn it over to our Pylontech friends, let's get into a little bit about Odyssey and Odyssey Procure and what we're here to support you with. So as you may or may not know, Odyssey is a platform that's been around for nearly 6 years that was started to help renewable energy companies with all aspects of a project cycle. So we started originally focused on mini grids, and we've now expanded to C&I and residential sectors. We've deployed more than $1.3 billion of financing on our platform, including all of the financing for the Nigeria Energy Program, as well as supported more than 30 financing programs, particularly for mini grid and off-grid projects throughout Africa. And we maintain a network of more than 2,000 renewable energy companies. We focus on all aspects of support for a project cycle. That's anything from planning and forecasting to financing, which includes both concessional financing as well as commercial financing. So commercial financing in partnership with local banks such as INE Bank in Kenya, FCMB in Nigeria, as well as international banks such as Societe Generale, and international multilateral groups such as the World Bank and African Development Bank. Then we offer procurement solutions, which I'll share more information about shortly. And we also offer remote monitoring and control solutions once assets are deployed. So this can be things such as fleet management support, and this is integrations at an inverter level via API, as well as hardware integrations that allow both commercial and technical analytics on project sites. So this is used by commercial and industrial developers, as well as program partners such as governments. And procurement, I'll share more information on shortly. But before I do, just want to introduce our team here. We are spread throughout Africa, throughout South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya. We also maintain a strong network of clearing and forwarding partners, third-party logistics partners, as well as technical aftercare partners in all regions. Our mission at Odyssey Procure is simple, and that's to provide a better procurement experience for your company. So we aim to do this by offering the best pricing available, at the best payment terms available, with informed procurement. That means information about the equipment in which you are purchasing, such as offering information in partnership with companies like Pylontech on this webinar, and all aspects of supply chain support. So we can clear equipment for you, we can apply for specialized import requirements, we can handle warehousing, and we can get equipment from to very remote parts of Africa in particular. And we can also do last mile delivery. So if this is of interest to you as an OEM or as a company, feel free to contact us and we can see how we can support you. So how can you work with Odyssey Procure? Well, you can engage with us offline through partnership. So this is both in partnership with OEMs, as I mentioned, such as one of our key partners, Okra, or also with strategic partnership via off-grid support programs, etc., if that applies to anyone here. And then most importantly, you can also engage with us online. So the way this works is we have a website, and if you're not signed up, please feel free to do so today. It's free. You can come to our website, sign up, and you can access information about two key initiatives that Odyssey has. The first is we have local stock available. So we regularly are procuring equipment for sale in South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya. You can access your country here in the top, and you can see pricing in both Naira, which changes daily, at least in Naira, and also USD. So you can also see pricing, which does not change. So you can access the website, and you can see what's available in the warehouse. So currently we have day inverters available. You can see the pricing and the pieces available. You can also see the equipment in transit. The transit pricing is always at a better price than the warehousing price. So if it's of interest to you, you can book early and secure in that equipment. We currently have a container of Pylontech UP5000s arriving in Nigeria within the next few days, which will be available in Lagos. So this is your last chance to book early at the best price before it's arriving at the warehouse. We also have equipment such as Longi and Huawei, which you can see here. And then we regularly will be procuring Pylontech, so our next order will be placed soon, and you can book that early if it helps shave your lead times. If you want to reserve 20 units, 50 units, etc., you can do that via the website. So that's the first initiative. You can also, if you wish to, let's say, buy high voltage batteries from Pylontech or any of the equipment that you'll see today, you can also do so under our Better Payment Terms initiative, which allows companies to put down as low as 10 or 15%. Then we will pay Pylontech, and we will keep you informed of your procurement at every step of the way. So you would track your order here, for example, by seeing your order, seeing where you are in your order, and then tracking your order in transit, in country, when it's expected, estimated arrival, etc., and the pricing that was paid. You can also download your invoice, etc. Now, this is all in addition to having your own account manager, similar to a bank account manager, whose responsibility it is to make sure you are aware of the equipment you ordered, you're regularly kept abreast of the timelines, and that can all be done regularly offline, usually via WhatsApp. And that same person can help with designing your next project and supporting you to make sure you understand the benefits and compatibilities, etc., of Pylontech. And all of these staff have been trained technically by Pylontech in the solutions. So coming back to this better payment term structure, you can see which equipment would qualify for this payment terms. This is including but not limited to. Currently have these low voltage batteries here, but Pylontech high voltage batteries also qualify. The last thing I'll say about this website as a resource is you can also access old webinars, past trainings that we've done. You can see here we've done a webinar about why the UP5000s is the perfect battery for Nigeria. And you can access that full recording and download. You can also access data sheets and technical information about the product that you'll be discussing today. And you can access this information for free once you have an account created. So just coming back here, so the benefits of our Better Payment Terms initiative is it can indirectly help with your supply chain and working capital. This is how it works step by step. And there's a grace period for REAN members, members of the Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria, as well as Korea members, Kenya Renewable Energy Association, that allow for a grace period of up to 60 days after the arrival of the batteries in each country. And during that period, those 60 days after arrival, which is usually after 3 or 4 months of production and transit, you can pay piecemeal for the equipment that you wish to pick up, such as 20 units, 30 units, etc. And that can be done, the 100% payment for those batteries is required, but it is your stock and you have already locked in a certain pricing to achieve that product for that period. So the benefits of this can help free up your working capital, manage lead times, no logistics headache, and we offer full aftercare and technical support. There's also no bank loans required. There's no due diligence on your company required, no bank statements, simply a 10 or 15% deposit, and then your order is initiated. So with that said, as mentioned, we have Pylontech coming into Nigeria as well as Kenya. We have 50 units set to arrive mid-January. We'll post information in the chat box for you to reference. And without further ado, I think I'll turn it over to our friend Bruce. I hope your colleague joins here soon, Bruce, for the technical side of it from Chris. But in the meantime, we'll turn it to you for more of a commercial overview of Pylontech. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. But don't worry, if he can't join because of the internet problem, I can also give you the presentation of the technical parts. Because for me, yes, not only focus on conventional and company introduction, I can also give you some introduction of our products and in some technical points. So I'd like to share you about the screen. Please check if you can see my screen. Maybe there are some problem of can you see my screen? But I think maybe it's not much clearly.
Yes, the screen is still being cut.
I saw that. Maybe but in my side I can see it clearly, but maybe not so much clearly in your side. Let me check.
Bruce, what we can do is you can start the presentation. I'll pull up the presentation on my side in just a moment, and then I'll share my screen with your presentation.
Okay, no problem. That's good. Let me check.
So just a moment, I'll pull up your presentation.
Okay.
You can begin in the meantime, Bruce. It'll be up in just a moment.
Okay. So do you need me to share the screen in my side, or you can share it in your computer?
No need to share. I'll share now.
No need to share?
Yeah.
Yes, but so we just start
stop sharing your screen to allow me to. There we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's perfect. Okay, so this is the first page. Okay. Okay, please back to the second page. Okay, so for today's webinar, I'm very thankful for your visiting of this webinar. So we will give you a presentation about who is Pylontech and about our product presentation and about some simple installation, and the last one, question and answers. Okay, the next page. Okay, so as you can see that with Pylontech, we are a dedicated BESS provider. We are consolidating expertise in the electronics tree and the power electronics and the system integration to deliver reliable BESS globally. So which is a continuous rapid growth and become a leading supplier of the battery industry worldwide. Okay, next please. Okay, so here is a milestone of our Pylontech. As you can see that we are founded in 2009. That is to say we have about 40 years experience in this industry. And we sold our first battery to a German customers. And the first battery we sold to that customer still works very well until now. That is to say the batteries we sold has really guaranteed about 10 years warranty. And up to 2050, we have started our development of Odyssey grid-scale BESS, and until 2018, we already shipped about 1 gigawatt-hour BESS globally, and 2019, 1.5 gigawatt-hour globally. And also in 2020, with Pylontech, we are listed on the SSE Star Market. SSE is the Shanghai Stock Exchange Star Market. That is to say, for Pylontech, we have a strong finance backup. And in 2021, we become the top 2 in the residential supplier globally. And in 2022, we are become the #1 residential BESS globally. And also, we all shipped about 1 billion BESS systems. And in 2023, we announced our first Europe manufacturers. Okay, next page, please. Okay, so here is a global layout of our Pylontech. As you can see that our headquarters is in Shanghai, China. Shanghai is also the finance center of China. And also we have 4 factories in China, in Hubei, in Anhui, in Kunshan, and Yangzhou. And we have a full production line from battery cells to battery BMS to battery modules and the full container solution. And also we have 1 factory in Italy. The Italy factory is responsible for the battery module manufacturing, and the production capacity is about 1 gigawatt-hour per year. And also we will have a new factory in Japan. It is under progress. And also for Pylontech, we have the service center globally to make sure that we can respond for your questions in time. Like in UK, in Germany, in South Africa, and in Australia, we have many service centers. And also we will have like some branches in the New Zealand, Spain, Germany, and the USA. So all these foundations make sure that our products can meet your questions in time. And for the whole production capacity, Pylontech will have about 30.5 gigawatt-hour production capacity only for ESS, and more than 238 patents obtained. Because for Pylontech, we are always care about the safety first. So that is the reason why we put about 6% about the R&D of the whole investment. Okay, thank you. The next page. Back. Okay, so here is a picture of the market growth. So as you can see that the demand of BESS will reach to about 100 gigawatt-hour to 2030. That is about expand more than 4 times compared to 2022. So as you can see that since 2050, the demand of the BESS is very small. Nobody knows what is the battery storage systems, and no one joins this industry. But for Pylontech, just like the milestone we introduced, for Pylontech, we ship about 1 gigawatt-hour since 2018. And you can see it from the picture. In 2018, there is only about 4 gigawatt-hour in global shipment. But for Pylontech, we shipped about 1 gigawatt-hour in 2018. And that is the reason why Pylontech we can become the top 1 residential shipments in the last year. And the residential and the ESS industries has a big potential since 2020, and the demand is increasing double and double every year. So that is the reason why Pylontech also cooperated with Odyssey. We want to find a good partner to develop the BESS business in Nigeria. Okay, thank you. The next page. Okay, so
sorry, Bruce.
Okay, thank you, Bruce.
okay, the last page.
Yeah, I'm afraid that page maybe there are some you will just switch the slides automatically.
Okay, yes, just this page, the final presentation of the company. Okay, we can use it. We can use this one. So as you can see it from these pictures, For Pylontech, you can see of steadily and drastically growing about the shipments. The demand in 2030 is very, very small, like I introduced. No one knows what is ESS, and we don't care about it. And there are many other industries which can make a quick money in less time. But for Pylontech, we don't do any business not related to the ESS, not the electricity car, not the household, not anything else. We just put 100% about our efforts in the energy storage systems, and all the batteries, all the accessories, all the BMS, all the cells we designed is focused for the ESS. So that is the reason why when the demand has a big demand globally, that Pylontech can provide them a suitable solution, and the annual delivery can increasing double and double since 2017 to 2020 and 2022. And you can see the global market share in 2022, with Pylontech occupy about 22 about the whole global market share. So we are the top one shipment in the last year. And also, I believe we can keep that in this year. So that is a simple introduction of our Pylontech company. And later, our engineer, Chris, he will give you a presentation about the products. And after that, if you have any questions, we can give you some time for the questions and answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Okay, so I'm Chris, and I'm technical support engineer from Pylontech. And today I'm going to talk about our low voltage batteries and also about the installation and configuration of the hybrid system. So I also see some questions that ask about wiring diagram or the specs. All of these points will be covered in the following slides. So today I'm going to talk about our low voltage batteries, including US 2000C, 3000C, UP 5000, and also our latest product, UF 5000. So next page, please. Before talking about the specs, I will go through two parameters about performance. So the first one is C rate. So the C rate is a measure of the rate which the battery is being charged or discharged. It's defined as the current through the battery divided by theoretical current joule, under which the battery would deliver its normal capacity in 1 hour. So for our low voltage batteries, 2000C, 3000C, and UP 5000, they work at 0.5C. So it means it can charge or discharge fully in 2 hours. So for example, the capacity of US 2000C is 50 ampere hour. So the max constant discharge current will be 25 ampere. But for UF 5000, the C rate will be 1C. So the continuous charge and discharge current will be 100 ampere multiplied 1C and equals to 100 ampere. And the second point is DOD, which means depth of discharge. So this means the real capacity you can use in one circle. For example, the capacity of UF 5000 is 5.12 kilowatt hour. If you set the depth of discharge at 95%, the usable capacity you can apply it will be 4.864 kilowatt hour. Next page, please. Okay, so here you can see the spec of our low voltage batteries from the smaller one, US 2000C, to the latest one, UF 5000. So for the first three batteries, 2000C, 3000C, and UP 5000, they are 48 volts battery. So this means there are 15 battery cells connected in series in one battery. For UF 5000, the nominal voltage is 51.2 volts, and this means there are 16 battery cells connected in series. So from the nominal capacity, it's start from small to large, from 2.4 kilowatt hour to UF 1000, 5.12 kilowatt hour. And all our Pylontech low voltage battery, the DOD will be 95%. So you can see the usable capacity is from 2.4 28 kilowatt-hour to 4.6 kilowatt-hour. The next line is about dimension. So all our low voltage battery is maybe back to the previous page. Okay, so about the dimension, all our battery has the same size, so they can all be installed in a standard 90-inch cabinet or rack as the customer demand. And for UF5000, it is higher than the other batteries, which means it have a larger capacity. About the weight is also from small to large in response with the usable capacity. Then let's talk about the discharge voltage and charge voltage. So for 48 volts batteries, the discharge voltage, we can discharge them to 45 volts, and the upper voltage is 53.2 volts. But for UF5000, it can have a wider range for discharge and a higher charge voltage. Then we will check the charge and discharge current. So for 0.5C batteries, the current will be half of the capacity, which means 25 ampere, 37 ampere, and 50 ampere. But for UF5000, the charge and discharge current can reach 100 ampere. So this means it can provide larger power at the same usable capacity. And it can also support larger max or peak current in emergency case. As for the communication, all our low voltage battery share the same communication protocol, so they can both support RS485 communication or CAN communication. It depends on the customer inverter. Then it's about the capacity expansion. So for our US2000C, 3000C, and UP5000, they can connect up to, they can parallel up to 16 in one group. And you can also use an extra device called LV hub to expand up to 6 groups. So there can be 96 batteries in one system. For UP5000, you do not need extra device, and they can connect parallel up to 20 pieces in one system. I think that will be quite enough for most residential use. Then another point that UP5000 has advantage compared with our older generation batteries is the working temperature. So its working temperature is from 10 below 0 to 55. So it allows the customer to to discharge the battery even in low temperature in winter. So it means it allows a wider application environment. The next line is about shelf temperature. So it means how the battery, at what temperature the battery can be restored. So the temperature is between 20 below 0 to 60 degrees Celsius. Then you can see some other working environment for our low voltage battery. The humidity should be between 5% to 95% and with no condensation. And the altitude should be below 4 kilometers. And the design life of our low voltage batteries at 25 degrees Celsius is over 15 years. This is the test results in our lab. As for the cycle life for US series batteries, the cycle life is over 8,000 times. And for UP5000, UF1000, the cycle life is over 6,000 times at 25 degrees Celsius. And for most of the customer, they run 2 cycles a day, and this cycle life can allow them to use the battery system for around 10 years at least. The last line is about certification. We have done many certifications globally, so it's including IEC for European market, UL certification for North America market, and also VDE for Germany market. And all these batteries have UN UN series certification. This is for transportation of the batteries. So as you can see, UF 5000 compared with UP 5000 and US series batteries, it have a larger capacity, it has a larger consistent power, and it also has a wider working temperature range. Okay, we can go next page, please. So this is the research done by a third-party company called ITP Renewable in Australia. And they purchase the batteries in the market, the residential batteries in the market, and they do circle tests. So as you can see in the table, after certain times of circle count, Pylontech battery cells can keep the highest estimated SOH state of health compared with other brands in the market. And for this report, you can find the full report in the internet. It's like an open one and done by a third-party company. Okay, we can go to the next page. So for our low voltage battery, here is a diagram that shows the application and also the configuration. So this is a hybrid system, and the customer can connect it to the public grid, or he can also do an off-grid system. It's both fine. And the customer will purchase a PV array, will have a hybrid inverter, as well as our battery modules. And for the sizing ratio, we usually recommend the customer to have a 1:2 ratio of the system. For example, if the customer has a 1 kilowatt PV and he should purchase 2 kilowatts hour battery system for the backup or off-grid application. So in this system, the customer can do many applications as shown on the right, including self-use, backup, peak shaving, and PV energy storage. So for the first one and the last one, they are also, usually means off-grid application. The customer can use the battery to restore the energy from the PV array and convert the DC power to AC power through the hybrid inverter and power his local load. And when the system is connected to public grid, the customer can charge the battery when the electricity price is low, and use the battery to power his local load when the electricity price is high. And this, by doing this, the customer can get profit between the difference of electricity price. Okay, we can go to the next page. So here is, then I will talk about some installation tips of UF 5000. So here is the battery front interface. You can see many ports, many LEDs. I will introduce them. So on the right side, you can see the battery power terminal, negative terminal, and positive terminal. On the upper side, you can see the address code and also called deep code. So by changing this, you can set the battery. You can set the battery baud rate when use RS485 communication, and you can also turn on or turn off the battery CAN communication. And on the right is RS232 port, and this port is used to used for debug. So the customer can use a debug cable to connect the battery with his laptop, and with our software, he can download the battery data and send us for analyze if he met any after-sale problem. And on the right, you can see CAN port and RS485 port. These ports are used to communicate with the inverter, depends on the inverter communication type. Then you can see link port 0 and link port 1. So these ports are used to communicate between the batteries. So the batteries will connect from master battery to the slave batteries below, and they will be connected through link port 0 to link port 1. And on the downside, you can see the grounding point of our batteries. When installation the batteries, we recommend our customer to ground every batteries for safety reasons. Then you can see the power switch. You can see the power switch and the soft switch. So there are two buttons that control the battery's power. So when you turn on the battery, you need to switch the power switch first, then press the read button to turn on the battery. Then you can see some lights here, including run LED, alarm LED, and also SOC LED. The meanings of this LED will be introduced in the next page. So here are the meanings of LED status. So when the power is off, all LED will be off. And when you turn on the battery, press the read button, all LED will on for around 1 second. Then when the battery is idle, which means it's not charged or discharged, the run LED will flash slowly. And when the battery is being charged, the run LED will be on, and the highest LED of SOC will flash slowly. And when the battery is being discharged, the SOC light will on to show the current SOC of the battery, and the run LED will flash quickly. And when the battery have some alarm, like when the voltage is high or when the voltage is high or the voltage is low, the alarm LED will flash, but the battery function is still normal. And when the battery enters protection mode, or the battery have some serious problem, the alarm LED will be on and all other LED will be off to indicate to the customer that the battery need to be checked. Okay, we can go to the next page. So then I will introduce the cable connection of UF5000. This is the same as UP5000. So I will talk about communication cable and also the power cable. So we can go to the next page. So in the battery packs, we can got the short power cable and the short communication cable to parallel the batteries. And the customer need to purchase the external cable kits to use with the inverter. So in the external cable kits, the customer will get two long power cable, 2 meters as shown here, one for positive and another one for negative. And he will also get 2 RJ45 communication cable. One of them has a blue mark and is used to connect to the inverter. And another one has a sliver mark on the cable, and this is used to connect between the master batteries when the customer use more than one battery groups. We can go to the next page. So this is the definition of our RJ45 port pin. So we use the cable with the blue mark to connect to the inverter. So the pin 1, 2, and pin 3 will be cut. And for pin 4 and pin 5, we use CAN communication, CAN high and CAN low. And for pin 7 and 8, we have RS485A and RS485B. And sometimes the inverter, they do not have a RJ45 port, and they only have like 2 small ports to connect the pins inside. So the customer can modify their cable and like pick out pin 4 and pin 5 and connect to the corresponding port on the inverter. We can go to the next page. And maybe click once. Yes. So this is about the power cable connection. So you can see for low voltage batteries, they are connected in series, and you will connect the link cable from the last slave batteries up to the master battery. Then you will use the power cable to connect all the batteries together. And then for the if the customer uses an inverter below 5 kilowatts, he only need to let out one pair of power cable, because one pair of power cable can handle 100 ampere current. So the customer only need to let out one pair of power cable. And if the customer use inverter larger than 5 kilowatts and below 10 kilowatts, he will need to let out 2 pairs of power cable to provide 200 ampere current max. So if the customer has an even larger inverter, like 15 kilowatts, and he will need to let out 3 pairs of power cable. Like every 100 ampere, the customer needs 1 pair of the external power cable will be needed. Yeah, we can go to the next page. So our low voltage batteries for US 2000C, US 3000C, and UP 5000, they are all 48 volts battery, and they can be used in one system. For example, if a customer has a US 3000C and he wants to expand his system, he can purchase a UP 5000 and use the larger one, UP 5000, as a master battery. And for UF 5000, they cannot be used with US 2000C, 3000C, or UP 5000, and because the voltage level is different. But all of them can be used with a 48 volts inverter in the market. We can go to the next page. Yeah, so our low voltage battery is compatible with over 70 inverter brands in the market. So here are just some examples, including Goodway, Soarc, Victron, SMA, and Solis. So you can check our official website to get the full compatible list. And has a Q&A answer, you can type in your question in the chat, and I can answer them in text.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you, Bruce. Excellent.
Thank you.
We do have an additional kind of request that came in. And before we go into Q&A, I'm wondering if we could spend a few minutes on it, Chris and Bruce, and that's on Pylontech's high voltage solutions. So I know we prepared this particularly for low voltage, but I'm wondering if you could at least touch on verbally, your high voltage range and any developments there for solutions.
Sure. Okay. So for Pylontech, we are not only focused on the low voltage solutions, but because as we all know that for the low voltage solution, it is a little bit more easier than the low voltage and than high voltage. But according to some feedback from the customers, now there are some customers that also very prefer for the high voltage solutions. Take the example about 150 kilowatts hybrid inverter with about 100 kilowatt high voltage solutions. It is not very popular around the world. It is just a small outdoor cabinet. They just need to put a cabinet about 100 kilowatt hour, as with all the accessories inside, with the fire protection systems, with the air conditioner, with the inverter, and with the battery inside. So it is a very easy solution for installation and transportation for high voltage solution. And also for the high voltage solution, let's take an example. One 500 kilowatt inverter will always be cheaper than 10 units of 50 kilowatt inverter. So that is also one reason why many customers they prefer the high voltage solutions. For Pylontech, we have the high voltage solutions from 48 voltage to 1,500 volts. So we have a standard solution of the Power Cube series, and also we can do some customized design for high voltage solutions. And usually we will take the high voltage solutions as a project. So I suggest if you have any demands of high voltage solutions, you can contact Odyssey for project details. And also we will have a detailed checklist. So we can send you a checklist, and you can find all the details about the high voltage solutions that you like, and then we will help audits to design the solutions case by case. And also, if you just want some standard solutions, we can also share you some presentation about the high voltage container solution. Okay, so that is a simple introduction of high voltage solutions.
Thank you very much, Bruce. And if I may add to that, for everyone's benefit, the Pylontech high voltage solutions reference are also available under Odyssey's Better Payment Terms initiative, whereby as low as 10 or 15% can be paid for that solution. Now, in that solution, another PCS would be utilized, such as ATIS, particularly as a strong partner of Odyssey's that we would propose. And we've already agreed internally between each OEM on a handshake to make that installation as easy as possible for each developer. And so that's a highly versatile solution that would qualify for the Better Payment Term solution. However, if you wish to also just pursue a BSS solution, that option is also available, but not under the Better Payment Terms plan. So you can find out more on Odyssey's website in this document that I'm sharing on my screen, and we can share that with you offline. All right. Okay, I think we have a number of questions rolling in, so let's get into it. And just a friendly note, we have to keep this directly to stop at the hour. So unfortunately, if the conversation's great, we'll have to continue it offline, but we do have a hard stop at the hour. But that said, let's get into it. I see a number of questions rolling in. So all right, so we can answer the question about FernView separately, the FernView hardware. You can find out more information on Odyssey Procure's website. This is an in-house technology of Odyssey that allows for remote monitoring and controls. So it allows for integration at the inverter level, usually, utilizing standard communication ports, and also leveraging API integrations with different inverters. So we have API integrations with Huawei, Daye, Victron, SMA. We're completely technology agnostic in this integration, and it allows for this real-time management for both the state of health of an asset, of a solar asset, which obviously the inverters would communicate with compatible batteries such as Pylontech, and also commercial technicalities. So it provides special dashboards for funders and others. So you can find out more about it. We utilize it for all Nigeria Energy Program projects, as well as other off-grid projects throughout Africa. And this is one solution that fits perfectly with Pylontech because of the versatility. So as reference, Pylontech is one of the most versatile storage solutions available, which is why it's also a perfect solution in the market. So I hope I addressed some of the FernTech questions, and we can get into that further offline. So let me just keep going. So okay, so maybe Bruce, you can and Chris, you can see some of the questions about low capacity. So why don't you go ahead and pick and choose between you both on some of those? So
no problem. I will pick out some questions. So here I can see someone is asking about how to connect 31 pieces of UP5000. So basically you will need an LV hub, and you can divide the batteries in 3 groups, maybe 11 and 10, 3 groups. And but please note, for the inverter, you need to make sure they have a master and slave inverters communication, and you will need a DC bus to connect all the batteries to one copper bar. So this can allow the batteries all have the same voltage level and also energy capacity. And I also see about additional pairs of cable. So when you use inverter larger than 5 kilowatts, you will need, it depends on the peak power you will use. So if you use 5 kilowatt hour, this means there will be a current around 100 ampere. So you will need 1 pair of external cable. if you have a 10 kilowatts power demand, then the peak current of your system will reach 200 ampere. And one pair of power cable cannot handle 200 ampere, so you will need 2 pairs of power cable to handle 200 ampere. That's why you need more power cables when you have the larger capacity inverter. And about why we can't pilot more than 20 modules. So it's the BMS design of UF 5000. It's because UF 5000 allows a larger current, a larger power. So we are not designed to for the customer to use a larger number of to use more than 20 modules in one system, because if the current is too large, it's also a little dangerous for the end customer. So that's why we limit UF 5000 only at 20 modules. If the customer, they still want a larger capacity, he can still use UP 5000 and with up to 96 battery modules. I think that will be enough for yearly residential use. And the safety measures, for Pylontech batteries, we have more than one level of protection in the battery. So we have the charge and discharge modes in the BMS. So when the current or the voltage reach a high level, the modes will close. And even when the mode is like burnt due to a large current, the fuse will also burn to protect the battery cells. So there are around like 2 levels to protect our battery cells, and as well as the whole battery safety. And yeah, we cannot use UP 5000 and UF 5000 together because of different voltage level, but you can use UP 5000 with other 48 volts battery like US 2000C and US 3000C.
Highly efficient here, Chris. So please feel free to keep the questions coming. We'll get to as many as we can. Please continue, Chris.
Okay. So like when condition, so high voltage inverter, it still depends on the customer needs. So in some countries, like Germany or like in Norway, their government only allows them to use high voltage inverter. So all the customer will use high voltage inverter as well as high voltage batteries. But for other clients, it depends on their country's grid condition. So there is no like advantage or disadvantage of high or low voltage inverter. It all depends on the actual condition. And yes, we strongly recommend our customer to use compatible inverters with our battery, because in that case, the BMS can control the inverter's charge or discharge and to keep the battery running normally. So like if the customer uses an incompatible inverter, this may damage the battery and may also affect the warranty of the battery. So about the Modbus, so the communication protocol it's not public, and we will not share this to end customer directly. And we usually share this to other inverter brands, and then we can do compatible tests to cooperate with each other. And Synxio is one of our partner, and we have cooperation in container solution, but I'm not sure if Synxio PCS are also suitable for residential use. I'm not sure. Batteries, we have a compatible list. For sure, we are not compatible with all inverters, but we have a long list, and I believe you can find the best inverter brands. Depends in your country, like which inverter have better local support, which inverter has a better reputation. It depends in your country.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you for that. Just on the Cynic cell point, we can confirm that. I believe it's an all-in-one hybrid high voltage solution that's being referenced. So similar to an ATIS PCS. I think the PV inverter is all in one.
Okay, no problem.
But we'll confirm that for you, Mr. Oye. Please, thank you very much, Chris. Anything to add, Bruce?
Okay, I don't have any questions. So if anyone, do you have any other questions about the commercial side, or maybe not focus on the technical side? Solar edge, yes, solar edge inverters is also compatible.
Okay, excellent. And just to be clear, I think maybe back to you, Chris, on the mismatch UP 5000 and UF 5000 question, was that addressed?
Okay, so you mean the mismatch between the UP 5000 and the UF 5000, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So you know what the main differences is that the UF 5000, the voltage is 51.2. So it has one more cell compared with the UP 5000. So you can mismatch all the batteries with 48 voltage, like UF 2000C, UF 3000C, and the UP 5000. You can mismatch all the 48 voltage batteries. But for UF 5000, you cannot mix them together because the voltage is different. When the voltage is different, the battery cells will be unbalanced. So we don't suggest you to mismatch the different modules with different voltage.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for that extra clarity. All right, well, I think we're going to end it there in the interest of time. So it's great to have everyone here for such a productive session. Thank you so much to our friends at Pylontech, Bruce and Chris, and all of you here. We are here simply for the renewable energy company across Africa. So thank you for joining us. You guys are the most important people here. Please get in touch with us offline to further the conversation, technically, commercially, any way we can help, we're here to help. So just to reiterate, once you get in touch and create an account with us online, you will be dedicated an account manager whose job it is to make sure that all questions are answered technically, commercially, and pricing is regularly shared and understood. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Pylontech team.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Justin.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.